Well, hi. How are you? My name is Jared Fuller. This is the Sunday video update for Sunday, September 8th, 2019. Joining me off camera this week is my dad.
Morning.
Amy, she's still out in the camper, right?
Yeah.
She's out in the camper. She should be coming in anytime. We'll probably be expecting her shortly. So I hope you all had a wonderful week. My week was pretty good.
Yeah.
How about yours?
Yeah.
Last week's video was a bit heated because I got carried away in a rant, but I think I hit on some very good points. It had gotten back to me that my fleet of my cockroaches, my haters, well, we should go show this to Sparrow. Let's show this video to Sparrow. They already know. I don't know what showing them the video is going to do. But they already know, they're already aware, which is why I blew up in anger, because we've already had those discussions and conversations prior to the video update. So I don't know what that's going to do, but more power to you.
They don't like it. Sucks to be them.
Yep. But yeah, it's been a good week. I posted some videos. I walked through town, showed my YouTube subscribers and whoever else is watching. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, by the way. Yeah, I just gave a little run through of what the downtown area looks like. Chesaning has changed dramatically over the course of 25 years, but just like any other community, things change and they look to improve. And, you have to keep up with the times. I get all that.
Ours didn't improve, it went to worse.
Yeah, but it didn't improve. It declined.
Yeah.
Because we don't have the showboat anymore. We don't have the candle walk. There's a lot of things that Chesaning doesn't have anymore. And it's a travesty to have to walk through town, just as I showed all of you. I was walking around with my camera, and
One thing, they got more marijuana plants.
well, now they have medical. I think there's only 2 medical marijuana dispensaries that I'm aware of.
Yeah. And then there's the growing places.
Yeah.
They got like two or three.
But Chesaning is dollar stores, bars, pizza parlors, churches, gas stations, and 1 grocery store. It was never like that before, and it's depressing. But again, like I said, it's keeping up with the times, and there's been, as I mentioned in the video, there's been a lot of foreclosures on homes because people can't afford to pay the taxes, and so the houses just go back to the financial institutions, and it's a crying shame because I'm sure Chesaning is still a wonderful community in which to raise children and to start a family, but the job situation, I don't know about the job situation.
Hair's always higher.
Yeah, Hair Glass, Hair International.
Can't keep nobody in there.
It's a dying community. A lot of the smaller communities are dying off in terms of tradition and in terms of keeping, drawing revenue. A lot of the places are dying. The smaller communities are dying off, and it's a shame. But Chesaning's my hometown. Yeah, so I wanted to put together a little video to show everybody what my hometown looks like, the downtown area anyway. So I did that. I had written a poem, of course, and that poem video is posted. How about you? Did you do it?
I like the song, This Is It. Well,
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is it, Chesaning.
Yeah, the Kenny Loggins song. This is it. So how was your week?
It was all right. Could have been better, but we take it one day at a time.
That's about it. That's all we can do. At least you got the grass cut. Yeah, it looks really nice. Speaking of that, we had a family of snakes living under our porch. I think some of them are still down there.
They might be.
I think they're just coiled up,
I
keeping.
got rid of a lot of
Yeah, 11 of them. Yeah, there was a whole family of them. Yeah, they're garden snakes. They're not, you know.
But I ain't got my garden underneath the porch, so.
And garter snakes aren't venomous, but when they bite you, they hurt.
You heard of
And
snakes on a plane? We got snakes on the porch.
yeah, when they bite you, they hurt, and you have to get a tetanus shot.
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, I think we got most of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen none.
I haven't seen any since then.
One the other day, they usually come out with
Yeah.
one to Sunday, but I ain't seen none.
Yeah. So we got that problem taken care of, and yeah, I haven't seen any more snakes. I don't like snakes.
No, I don't like spiders or snakes.
Um,
I don't care for them.
Me neither. But you know, we live in the country where we experience snakes, spiders, mice.
At least we're not catching boa constrictors like Bay City is.
Yeah, we simultaneously experience everything, every creature, everything that crawls and everything that walks, everything that flies. We experience all of those different creatures simultaneously living in the country.
From turkeys that
You just
out
do.
in my yard, from turkeys out in my yard,
Yeah.
coyotes and
Yep. And speaking of snakes,
yeah.
I want to remind all of you to visit GuideStar.org. GuideStar.org has a complete and comprehensive listing of all the 501c3 nonprofit organizations and LLCs approved by the federal government of the United States. Don't be fooled, don't be duped. Visit GuideStar.org today. Of course, the people who are legitimately operating and controlling nonprofit organizations aren't snakes. I'm referring to those who claim that they have a nonprofit organization and they don't, and they're snookering money from people. And they ought to be put away. But, anywho,
That's another story.
yeah, that's another story. So my eye doctor appointment went great. I'm expecting a new pair of glasses. See, I have these typical, just regular glasses. My new glasses, however, are going to have a burgundy frame on them. So when I visit family and friends, they will notice the difference. But what I found to be really self-contradictory is, because I mentioned to the eye doctor about the LASIK, eye surgery. And he told me, he says, well, that'll set you back about $4,300, and because you have such severe astigmatisms, it wouldn't do you much good anyway. But then, in the same breath, he tells me, well, your eyes, individually, they seem to have improved. Improved. I still can't see without my glasses. I am very nearsighted. And I had to hold that thing up to my eye, like this little plastic black piece. I had to hold it up to my eye so he could shine a light into this eye, and then I had to switch sides so he could shine a light in this eye. It's like if you're telling me that my eyesight, my eye strength is getting better, but then you're telling me that my astigmatisms are severe and LASIK eye surgery wouldn't help me? I don't...
That's the way he's just trying to tell you to save you money.
Yeah.
Don't pay so much.
I mean, he's a nice doctor, and I didn't give him a hard time, at least not too much. But I did ask questions, and so yeah, I am getting a new pair of glasses. My eyes are never going to get better.
I have a new cousin.
Oh yeah, my cousin Andrew and his girlfriend had a baby just recently, so congratulations, Andrew. I hope you have a good time being a dad. I don't know what else to say.
Best of luck.
Yeah, all the best of luck to you
Congratulations to you and your
and your
fiance,
girlfriend, fiance. I don't know. I haven't seen Andrew in a long time. It's been such a long time. there's a lot of family I don't see anymore. I guess we just kind of went our own separate ways, and it happens. I did mention that my niece had a baby on the 22nd. His name is Christopher, so I have a nephew. Finally, I have a great nephew. Looking forward to meeting him. Uncle Jared loves you. I know you're a baby. At this point, if you're watching this later on as you're older,
And the other one,
what other one?
the other baby.
What other
The
baby?
one that Angel's got.
I just said that. I just said my niece had a baby.
Yeah, but what about the little girl?
Skylin?
Skyline.
Okay.
I love her too.
Well, yeah, of course.
She's got to be up there.
She's only a year old.
Yeah, a year old. And this baby just born in 22nd.
No, wait, no, she is not a year old.
No, she's not even a year old yet.
I can't keep track of everything.
She's not even a year old yet, and she just had one the 22nd of last month.
Yeah.
Oh, good luck with that.
That's not my issue. All I can say is good luck to you, and
Sure she'll do good, though.
she's
a good mama.
she's gonna be fine. She'll do a great job. Of course, Uncle Jared's just busting your chops, but you'll do fine.
Same way with my other granddaughter.
Yep. I think I'm having an issue with my email because I've emailed quite a few people last week, and I don't know if they received the email or what's going on because a lot of them haven't responded. A lot of them haven't responded, so I'm wondering if I'm having an issue with my email. But it's AOL, so of course AOL.
Hell, 'cause that's what it is.
But I also have a Yahoo account that I never check, so I'll have to start using that. And AOL and Yahoo. I have AOL and Yahoo email accounts, but so not too much happening around here. It's starting to get chilly. It's kind of chilly in here.
Yeah.
And
Chilly in the morning.
dogs
won't come in. They want to stay outside all the time now.
We're starting to get the feel of, damn it, my nose itches. Starting to get the feel of fall.
Yeah. Already.
Yeah. Last week, or maybe the week before that, we had some severe weather come through. I don't remember if I mentioned this last week, but we had some severe weather come through, and an EF0 tornado was confirmed in New Lothrop.
Again.
Well, no, not again, because the last one was in Vernon.
Yeah.
But Shiawassee County in general seems to be a hot spot for twisters this year.
Got some buildings
Yeah.
taken off roofs.
Yeah. So I don't remember if I mentioned that last week. See, I
Everyone
can't remember a lot.
of the business and, you know,
Yeah, we hope everybody over in New Lothrop is okay, and they're cleaning up after the wake of the tornado. And we had one come through here. Was it last year?
last year.
Our neighbor down the road here used to have a row of trees on either side of his driveway.
Basically about 40-foot trees.
Yeah, and we were coming home from Lansing, and we saw, the sky was a really angry, dark color. And we were coming up US 127. We were headed north. We had come into St. John's when I got the alerts on my phone, and I looked at radar, and this area here was under attack, so to speak. And I showed Dad, I said, we're getting hit with a storm back home. Sure enough, we got back to our road here, and we couldn't even get down the road because that row of trees on either side of my neighbor's driveway were uprooted. And it's like, okay,
The hose was so big uprooted I could get in one hole.
The-
You couldn't see
Yeah, the tap roots were probably as big around as a basketball on one of those trees.
they're
Well, he said a basketball, but those are giant trees.
those holes were big. You could put a Volkswagen down in a
Yeah,
halfway.
you could put a, but it was bad. It was really bad. I was lucky to.
Called Jeremy and told him about it.
Yeah, because he wasn't aware. He didn't know anything about it, and it's like, you better get down here, dude. There's some significant storm damage in your property, and when he came down here, he's like, what the fuck, And he couldn't believe what he saw. He couldn't believe it. And, yeah, God damn it, my nose itches. Ugh. It's allergy season.
Yeah. Well, warm weather, cold weather. Warm weather,
Yeah.
cold weather.
But there's really nothing much to talk about this week. There are some new people. I want to actually get this out there. There are some new people that I had. I have their contact information now, and I told them about this channel, this YouTube channel. So if you're new to the channel, I'm just going to give a quick background of who I am, what I do. Of course, I'm a childhood cancer survivor. For a while, I didn't have Facebook, and that's what got the whole Sunday video update started to begin with, because I didn't have a Facebook account, and most of the people that I was friends with still wanted to get updates from me directly and to know how I was doing. And I said, okay, so watch my YouTube channel. I'll put up a new video every week, and I'll keep everybody informed and up to date on how I'm doing, what's going on. So it just kind of resonated, and there are some new contacts that I've gotten information from, and we're still keeping in touch away from social media. And so if you are watching this, according to me telling you about this channel, welcome. I like I said, I post new videos every week. Sometimes my dad will join me. Sometimes Dad and his girlfriend Amy will join me. So you'll hear voices off to the side. Yeah, I swear. If swearing is something that offends you, then this isn't the channel for you. But we can still keep in touch through text and email. I just don't have social media anymore, so you're not going to be able to find me there. But if swearing, if the word fuck doesn't offend you too much,
I mean, you get frustrated and, it comes out. And,
yeah. But, if the word fuck doesn't offend you too much, welcome. Pull up a chair. Watch my videos. I mean, I've even had a friend of mine tell me that she doesn't have the attention span to sit and watch YouTube videos, which I can understand, because I really don't have a long attention span either. I get bored quickly listening to people talk. Even on YouTube here, I like to watch different YouTube videos, and I love YouTube. I can select the content that I want to watch. I'm not being constantly inundated with people who are using Facebook to puff up their lives and give distorted views of reality. There's a lot of good content that I enjoy watching on YouTube, and I learn a lot of things, and I have learned a lot of things. And of course, I just like to see what everybody else is up to, and I wanted to be a part of the YouTube community, which I think the word community, most people would agree with me that the word community is overrated and it's overplayed, because the word community carries with it some kind of baggage that we're a part of something. I'm actually just my own person, and I decided to have this YouTube channel specifically and primarily to keep my friends who are still on Facebook up to date and aware of what I'm doing and what's going on in my life. So, like I said, welcome. If swear words don't offend you, I know some people, they get offended by the fuck word. but that's not my problem. There's nothing I can do about that. That's just who I am. I'm being real and truthful to the people who watch and to the friends who still want to know how I'm doing. That's just how I am. I've always been this way, and I'm not going to change to appease someone's feelings. Sorry.
Let them know about that thing that you're going to out at the Burt.
I can't remember the date. I can't remember the date, or else I would. I think it's in October. Yes, October 12th. Oh, yes, I remember the place. It's at Backwoods Bar and Grill. It's on M13 in Birch Run. Well, it's not in Birch Run. It's more like Burt, I think. It's at the corner of Birch Run Road and M13. There's a restaurant there. There's a local girl who's battling cancer. She's from St. Charles. And they're going to have a spaghetti dinner and a silent auction at the Backwoods Bar and Grill on October 12th. Fucking nose itches. And I'll be there. I'll be there on October 12th, and I'll show my support. And if any of my local friends want to join me, I hope to see you there. So it's going to a good cause. It's benefiting a little girl. I think she's only 9, and she was recently diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma, and she's from St. Charles. She gets treated at C.S. Mott Children's Hospital in Ann Arbor. So let's try to help her. I'll be there. You know, I'll be there. I'll be at the restaurant, and you know, should be a good time. I hope I get to meet her. I'd like to meet her and meet her mom, and you know, just to get acquainted with the family. So
Let's help that little girl.
I was almost certain that I wasn't going to remember the information, the dates and times and things, but it's from 2. It'll be from 2 until 8. Excuse me. But my nose won't stop itching. What the? Oh. Ugh. What do they say? If your nose itches, you'll kiss a fool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know of any fools right off. I think they'd be foolish enough to want to kiss me. Yeah, because I am a fool, I guess. But it's everything here's good. I really don't know what else to say. Everything here's good. And again, like I said, if you are new to my channel, welcome. And I hope swearing is not something that's going to offend you. Please. There's many more things in the world to be pissed off about than someone who uses the word fuck. I just don't understand why everybody gets so choked up over the word fuck. Chances are good that you use it yourself around people, or you know, your friends from work when you're at the bar. You say the word fuck. You know, so don't try to get all self-righteous with me, because it just doesn't work. It's not going to make the world crumble to pieces. It's just a word. You know, get over yourselves. But what's Dad doing over there?
I'm just looking at these things.
I really don't know what else to talk about. There really is nothing to talk about. And this is probably going to be the quickest Sunday video update ever. But I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine. It was nice to walk through town, actually. I parked over across the street from the malt shop, which, if you watched the video, I did get a picture of the malt shop, the sign at the corner of the building. I parked across the street from there, and at the end of the video, you can actually see where I parked, because I was parked in front of the gate to the funeral parlor. It's Case, isn't it? I think W.L. Case bought that out. Or no, that's Nelson House, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nelson House bought that. Many funerals there. A lot of my relatives had viewings and funeral services there. And, yeah, so I parked in front of the funeral parlor, and I just walked through the downtown area and had given everybody a glimpse of what Chesaning looks like. And if you noticed, if you watch the video, you will know that there were lots of people who saw me with the camera, and I was on a public sidewalk. They didn't complain. They didn't say, oh, I don't want to be seen on camera. Please don't point the camera at me. They didn't give me a hard time about that. They were walking along, minding their business. There was, I think, one kid who noticed that I had a camera held up, and it was my phone. And I heard him talking. You heard him talking as we walked past one another. Nobody got offended over a camera. I plan on, posting more videos like that, because it's an experience away from social media. To me, is a reminder that, social media is a fake environment. And when you actually go out into the real world and experience things as they should be experienced, you start to recalibrate your brain chemistry. You're going back to a time before social media come along, and you can say, oh, gee, listen to those birds. Look at that deer. Look at the squirrels. I love that. I love seeing people out and about. They're not looking down at their phones. They're looking straight ahead. They're riding bicycles. They're walking down the sidewalk. They're window shopping. One place that I'm definitely going to get on film, I'm going to put together a video, a town called Frankenmuth. I've taken video of a store called Bronner's. It's the world's largest Christmas store. I talked about this last week. Open 361 days a year. But I'm also going to take video footage of Frankenmuth, the downtown area. So I would just have to figure out where to park, because there's people everywhere. So I will try to put together a video of the village of Frankenmuth. They have horse and buggy, horse and carriage rides. And I'd like to look into going on a horse and carriage ride. I don't know how much it would cost, or if they're free or whatever. I'd have to look into that. But, excuse me, I will put together a video of the village of Frankenmuth. It is a tourist attraction. It's in Saginaw County. It's east of me by about, an hour. I love Frankenmuth. Frankenmuth is a beautiful town. Dad likes Frankenmuth.
They have the bike shop there and the car show.
Yeah. And I think it's in January or February, they have, it's called Zunder Snowfest, where they take these big blocks of ice and they carve ice sculptures with chainsaws. It's pretty cool. I tried to go one year and couldn't find anywhere to park. I was pissed, because I had driven all the way over there just to have to come all the way back. But I've been to Zunder Snowfest a few times, and it's a lot of fun. But you have to bundle up, because it does get cold. Not just, coming from the blocks of ice, but the air temperature, of course, has to be cold enough so the ice doesn't melt. But it's a lot of fun. I love Zunder Snowfest. I love Frankenmuth. Frankenmuth is a nice little town. Bronner's, that's, like I said, it's open 361 days a year. I go in there every once in a while. I'll have my phone out, and I'll take video footage of the store. I'll put together a video. And one lady, we went to a fudge shop in Frankenmuth. One lady actually got upset because I was filming. Well, you didn't have my permission. Well, I don't need permission. it's a public store, you know. And furthermore, wouldn't you be grateful that I'm advertising your business, free advertisement on my YouTube channel? I think you should be a little more grateful and appreciative of that. I'm not saying you owe it to me. I'm just saying that, you know, it's a camera. I don't understand why everybody wants to run for the hills when they see a camera. We're on camera 24 hours a day. Not just this camera, but I'm talking in public. Everywhere, all the time. We're on camera at all angles. So I don't see what this camera is going to do. I don't see what kind of harm this is going to cause. It's just a camera, guys. It's just a camera, that's all. But anyway, I will put together some kind of video for Frankenmuth. I might even put one together for downtown Saginaw. You know, there's places to park around Saginaw, and I can walk up and down the street and kind of get some video footage and have someone tell me I can't film the buildings.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. I'm on a public sidewalk. I can film anything in public. That is a constitutionally protected act, by the way. You can do it, and even if people tell you, well, this is private property, well, you can't trespass my eyes. If I'm standing in a public place, you just can't do it. And I understand there's people who don't want to be on camera, but at the same time, don't engage me to tell me you don't want to be on camera while I'm holding the camera, because it's illogical. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, I've kind of rambled a little bit there. Amy has not yet joined us. I'll probably end this video before she comes in. What time is it? It is. I've been here for a half hour already. It's 10:45. But by the time you're watching this, it's much, much later than 11 o'clock. So was there anything you wanted to talk about? No. Let's see, today is the 8th. 3 days is Wednesday, September 11th, Patriots Day. You know, I don't talk much about September 11th because, and I probably should, because it was a big moment in time for our country. It was a big moment in history. But I don't talk about September 11th. It bothered me in the beginning, and I guess perhaps maybe it'll always bother me, but I just put it in the back of my mind, and I try to live on with every day. I take one day at a time. But yeah, September 11th is this Wednesday, and of course you can't forget what happened. If you were alive back then in 2001, like I was, like Dad was, I was in high school when that tragedy occurred, and I remember writing about it in my journal, and I was trying to gather as much information as I could on a loose leaf piece of paper. And the teachers were trying to explain, and I'm listening, you know, because they had CNN on in the classroom, which was really weird, because I've never watched CNN in my classrooms, ever. And the whole time I've been in school, I've never watched CNN in school. But I think every classroom in the whole school had CNN on when this was going down. And so I'm listening to the teacher, and I'm writing this information down on a loose leaf piece of paper because I was going to copy it all over to my journal, which I did. It was a horrific day. They let school out early that day. They grounded off lights. The price of gas soared. And I remember we went out to Marion Springs, out to the store, and traffic was backed up from the gas pumps about a mile out of Marion Springs because people wanted to get gas. And that was quite the sight to see. I had never seen anything like that ever in my life. It was a scary day. It was a sad day. Even now I get chills, because it was just one of those days you don't forget. Like, where were you the day Kennedy was assassinated? Or where were you the day that Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated? Or Martin Luther King, I'm sorry. It's one of those things, like, where were you when that happened? And Alan Jackson had a song, Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning? Well, that's kind of the message. It's like, where were you the day, the Beatles split up? Or where were you the day that Elvis died? Where were you the day that John Lennon was murdered? Where were you when this was going on? And like I said, I'll never forget where I was when September 11th happened. I was in high school. But, yep, that's this Wednesday. It will be 18 years since the World Trade Centers had gone down by cowardly acts of terrorism on our nation, on our soil. So keep those people in mind this week. I know I will. And the people of New York City, my love goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. Although I've never been to the Big Apple, I've been to your capital. I've been to Albany, New York, at the airport. I didn't get to see much of the city, but I've been to Albany, and it's a nice place to be. It's not too bad. But anyway, Dad, I'm doing all the talking. Was there anything you wanted to add? No. Okay. Dad says, I'll just shut the fuck up over here. But anyway. So, this is going to be a short Sunday video update this week, but I wanted to also point out, if I may, if you were someone on Facebook who ended up blocking me because of some shit that you were told about me by somebody else, now is your chance to actually get to know the real me, the real Jared Fuller. You've always had the opportunity to get to know the real me and get an idea of who and what I am. I'm not an angry person, but I do tend to get pissed off when I'm being given a runaround. But, get to know me. Find out things from me directly instead of getting it from a stranger. Because it really doesn't make sense. You're believing, okay, granted, maybe I am a stranger to you. But does it really make sense that you're believing the words of a stranger about someone else that you really don't know? To me, that doesn't make sense. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, maybe I'm in over my head. But I think I'm spot on about that. It doesn't make sense to believe the words of a stranger about a stranger. The only difference is I don't sit and spread gossip about everybody, and, people's actions do their own speaking for them. And I'm just someone who relays what I see and hear. So, but I'm not a gossiper. I don't start trouble.
No, but if they start trouble, they come to the right place.
Yeah. I'm not one to fuck with either. I don't put up with shit. And I think that's why, for the longest time, even with the childhood cancer advocacy stuff, I was such an outsider. I'm still an outsider. Because I didn't... See, the thing about it is there's all kinds of ego going on with the childhood cancer advocacy and activism, if you will. I didn't allow myself to become a slave to someone's ego. I've always been my own person. I've always done my own thing. I've always went my own path, my own direction. I've done everything alone. I guess at some point that comes off as threatening to most people. Because you have people on Facebook who say that they're loners, but really they're just aspiring to be a loner. Oh, I'm such a rebel. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because you follow the mainstream ideas of what's cool. You go with conventional wisdom, which I don't. I do this real asshole thing of forming my own opinions about things and going by what makes me feel comfortable. And people ask me for my opinions about things, I'm happy to share them. A lot of people I know, when I was on Facebook, they said, "Man, I wish I could I could just get rid of my Facebook. I wish I could just delete Facebook and be done with it." You can. You're not missing anything. And then I have some people tell me, well, it's the only way that I can keep up with family and friends, and, no, it's not. That is not the only way. Call them. I don't know what's gotten into people. They don't want to talk over the phone anymore. How on earth did you ever make it as far as you did in life without using a telephone? I'm just curious, because before Facebook and all the social media garbage, that's all we had. We had email, but that was, email addresses of close friends. You had to have spoken on the telephone. Everybody had a telephone way before social media. How did you make it as far as you did in life? Speaking on a telephone. We need to get back to the old ways of doing things. Social media may be good for some things, very minimal things, and it's the rest of it, there's just no benefit to be had. But it's easy to purport to a life that you try to puff up, and you try to look good every day. You try to make yourself look like a daily winner in everything you do. You have people groveling at your feet. You have people who genuflect and cater to your ego constantly. I'm glad I got away from that stuff. I didn't need it anymore. And it was pissing me off with each passing day. And then you had people who, they're still spreading gossip about me, even though I'm not there. And again, like I said, you can listen to the bullshit that they spread about me, or you can actually come to me. You can get the information from me. My email address is in the About tab section of my YouTube channel. I pointed this out last week. I'll point it out again this week. And the people who actually have my cell phone number can text me, and they can ask me questions, or, just call me on the phone. I'd be happy to answer your questions for you as best as I can. But social media is, it is the kiss of death on our world. And there's people who disagree with that, and that's fine. But, we're grown people now. We're not in high school anymore. And I think a lot of it has to do with low self-esteem. That's why when I was on Facebook, all I would see, people posting constant pictures of themselves, quoting themselves, which is, to me, it got stupid. I woke up to that too. It's like, well, why do I need to quote myself if, in fact, the words I'm speaking are on my Facebook page? Why the need to quote myself at the end, or why the need to put quotation marks around my own words? I don't understand that. I woke up to that too. It's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it's senseless and stupid. to put quote marks around my own words. I don't even do that when I'm writing in my journal. And I've been writing journals now for going on 20 years. You know, I mean, I quote myself from previous things I've written. That's different. But to be on Facebook, where it clearly has your name above the post, you put quotes around your own words, and then, at the end, Jared Fuller. That's horseshit. Just say what you have to say and be done. Yeah, shut the fuck up, like my dad said. I don't know. It's a cesspool of bullshit. It's just a facade that people like to put on. And I'm just happy to not be a part of it anymore. I've actually been, I don't know if you noticed a change in my attitude since I've been off social media, Dad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I seem to be happier without it.
Yep, you are, because you can talk to people on here.
Huh?
You can talk to people on there. You ain't got to listen to bullshit or see all the drama and all that other bullshit that people's trying to say you're doing this and doing that when you're not doing it.
Yeah.
So fuck them all.
Yep. Fuck them all. And Amy would probably even say the same thing, that she's noticed a drastic shift in my behavior and my attitude.
My opinion is, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
They wouldn't like me on there. You
No.
were just a little bit icing. They wouldn't like me on there.
I was just an icing on the cake.
Yeah, they wouldn't like me
And
on there.
Dad would be the iceberg.
That's just what I thought, and I wouldn't give a flying fuck. It's like I tell the cops. This is my land, get the fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. So my dad's very outspoken. That's where I get it. My grandpa is very outspoken. You have to be. In this day and age, you have to be outspoken about things. You have to stand up for what you believe in. And you can't let people treat you like you're nothing, you know? For the past 6 years as an advocate, I thought I was doing something wonderful to help other people. And as it turns out, as time went on, I saw it for what it was. Again, there's just far too many people who are using childhood cancer as a popularity contest, as an ego stroking, and I got tired of it. I got fed up.
It's warm enough out here.
Cool. Shut the door. So now it's just me because Dad went outside. But I'm going to be wrapping this up here shortly. I guess there's really nothing else to say other than welcome to my channel. And hopefully next week my nose won't be itching profusely because stupid allergies. Ugh. But that's really all I have to say for this week. I'm doing fine. Thank you to my friends who have been emailing and texting and keeping up with me and showing constant love and support. That might be Amy coming in right there. But, I'm doing okay. Everything's great. I guess I'll let you go then, because I have nothing else to talk about. So, much love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week, September 15th. So, I'm outie. Peace.